folks, it is Saturday night. You're tuning into The Perspective live on 106.9 FM. I am your host, Marvin Scott, as always. However, I am alongside with special guest, actress, model. We've been blowing up her name for the longest, Miss Keilah Jude.
Welcome All right. Thank you for having me. It's great. Are you? I'm awesome. I just got done with the premiere of that film that I starred in, which was called Descent of a Superstar. And so I am I'm very excited that today happened, but I'm also...
Is exhausted the word?
Yeah, a little bit exhausted, but also very anxious and excited. And it's been a really great day. It's been one of those days where it's just been very eventful.
But how was it? I heard it was deep.
Well, it was great. So we had an amazing turnout. We actually had 3 showings today. We were planning on only having 1 premiere showing, but it sold out. All the tickets sold out. So we had opened a second and a third. And I mean, I was in the second one and it was just phenomenal. The people were so engaged in the film. There was a wonderful food there. My gosh. I don't know who prepared that, but thank you.
You thank the Neon Cuisine.
Yes, or whoever. Props to you. Just amazing to be able to get to see all these people and just kind of correspond with them. It was a lot of fun.
And we're definitely looking forward to hearing more about it throughout the show, and definitely great to have you with us.
Great. I'm so excited to be here tonight. Thank you so much for having me.
We've been anticipating like your date in the studio. We didn't know. Michael and I were talking about it. We didn't know we were going to have Keilah Jude in. We were just plugging it every single week. You know, the low outside is 27.
Oh, it's freezing. I'm wearing a dress, by the way.
I couldn't go outside without the Scully.
Yeah. You know. So what you do when you have, an event like this, it's cold, people. So I talked to a couple of local designers, because, I model and I like to promote people when I get the chance. So, so I actually wore a lovely gown tonight, and I actually walked for them for Dayton Fashion Week also. So I was like, it's a Dayton event. I want to promote a Dayton designer any way possible that I can. So what I did was I had these boots. I've got on like 4 pairs of socks right now. I can't lie to you. And I just wore my socks. That's right. You see my heels in the corner. I just wore them. You carry those in hand, and then
Folks, those are the same heels that were towering over me the other day. I had mentioned that to Keilah, and I was just like, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty tall for a female. I'm not, ridiculously tall. Yeah. I'm still growing.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you, I'm about 5'7.5", but when I was younger, I did gymnastics. I was actually really heavily involved in it, and I actually, was very competitive. I was in the competition team, and I had the gold medal for the state of Alabama, which is where I lived. I used to have an accent and talk like this, but I was so short, and I found out later that studies have shown, they've been released in scientific journals, that gymnastics will stunt your growth. I don't know if you knew that. I had never heard of that before.
Son Johnson's pretty short.
I mean, it would make sense. Most gymnasts are short. So maybe there's a correlation between the stress of gymnastics and how much stress you're inducing on your body and your joints. So let me tell you, I was 14 when I quit. 13 rather. And when I quit, and I decided to pursue other things. When I quit, I grew 4 inches in 1 year. And perhaps that's not gymnastics related. Maybe it would have happened regardless. But I honestly think that it was gymnastics related. Because, most girls are pretty much done growing, 13, 12 or so. So to be 14, that is strange to grow 4 inches in 1 year. Possible it's not related to gymnastics. Yeah. Maybe, but I think it was.
Just tell us about yourself a little bit. Who is Keilah Jude?
Well, I'm a nonconformist because I exercise without shoes on.
Oh.
Sushi's my favorite food group. The 99-cent menu is my long-term investment plan. Critics accuse me of xenophobia due to my pro-American views. I actually really enjoy acting. I'm very passionate about it. Modeling as well. And I just have this really profound love for life, just to kind of savor each stage that we're in, because I realize that life is so short. And just every opportunity you have to be glad for. And that's what I'm all about. I love celebrating everything that you possibly can, every stage in life, every accomplishment. I tend to try to focus on the positive rather than the negative.
So how'd you get started in acting?
Well, it all started, I actually have wanted to be an actress for a long, long time.
Yeah.
My father is a pastor, and so Yes, I'm a preacher's kid. Does that explain a lot?
A little bit. A little. The innocent demeanor.
I wanted to be an actress for a long time, and my parents were always supportive of anything I wanted to do. However, they were really adamant about pursuing things that, you know, like a scholarship could come of it, or just things that they were familiar with. And so I was really great at gymnastics. As I previously noted, I had gotten the gold medal at the state level competition. And I went on to do cheerleading, and, you know, the very first year they voted me in as captain. So they were really pushing me towards these things. Anyways, I always wanted to be an actress, and I would get involved in community theater. Mm-hmm. And anybody who's listening, or I know you've mentioned prior to this that you were into acting, I would recommend starting off with getting involved in local community theater. It's not going to cost you anything. The only thing it's going to cost you is your time. They'll give you a lot of great advice. You know, you can go to acting classes, but before you go to any acting class, I would recommend doing one play in a community theater. You're going to get some hands-on experience, some great advice, and then if you want to pursue it more, you can go on to acting classes and see if it's really for you before, you know, you invest all that money and your time into it. Anyways, I got involved, and it actually started with modeling. I began modeling. I was doing runway shows and print work, and, you know, I was dedicating a lot of time to that, and I just went to an agent and I explained to him, I said, hey, here's my background. I've got a lot of modeling experience. I've done some acting, and I'm so passionate about acting. I love modeling, but I'm so passionate about acting. How can I get more involved? I know that you do a lot of films, a lot of commercials. And he said, show me what you can do. So it just went from there, and he signed me. And ever since then, it's just been really great. And I've been getting so many amazing opportunities.
That's where it took off.
It took off, yes. You have to have somebody that believes in you, but first you have to believe in yourself.
Yes. So we understand you've been in commercials and a couple films now, Descent of a Superstar. So, and only at age 20. How have these experiences been?
Yeah, you know, someone was saying that to me. I actually opened my business in 2012, and like I said, my life is all about pursuing what you love and celebrating life.
So you strike us as a free spirit, like creative.
Oh, thank you.
So you think acting is like your outlet for you right now?
It is. The thing with acting is that and by the way, modeling is so much fun. Mm-hmm. It's a very rewarding career. But the thing about acting is that you get to create a character. And I mean, it is just just the way an artist will paint a canvas. Literally, as an actor, you are conforming to that character. And I remember I was working on a film about bullying, and my character was bullied for a weekend, and as well going into the week. So it was probably about 5 days. I would not talk to anybody, just so I can get in that mindset of not having friends and just feeling that despair and just really letting it take over. And honestly, I think that helped my performance so much more.
We understand these commercials. You've been traveling all over the place.
This past summer, I had the opportunity to go to New York City to do a lookbook for a designer. She has a new line out. It's called Love the Limelight. I was going to New Orleans. I went to Los Angeles, Arizona, West Virginia. I mean, it's just constant traveling, and it's really just about dedication and passion. And I would not recommend it to anybody who is not passionate about it, but anybody who is, definitely go for it. It's really, really rewarding.
That's great. It's good to know that at age 20, you know so much about sharpening your craft.
You know, I've got a steep slope upwards to learn.
And you've been to the Funny Bone, but
you know, I have to tell you, though, I have a track record. I have never gone to a comedy club without being picked on by the comedian. They always find me. Yeah. I think they secretly, every time I go there, I mean, I can be late, and somehow they'll magically get me towards the front. Yeah. I think that they reserve the first two seats. This is my theory. They reserve the first two rows or the tables by their forwards, you know, who they think the comedian can pick on, and they always pick on me.
Keilah, I want to thank you for coming on today. You've been a great special guest.
Thanks so much, Marvin. I've really enjoyed being here, and I appreciate the opportunity so much. So if people want to contact me, you know, to book me, or they're just interested in my work, they can contact me through my website at www.keilah, Keilah, Jude.com.